And I guess we are live. Again, I have no clue how good everything, or well everything will be going. This is my first official live stream. I did a training live stream, I think beginning of this week, playing a swift little session of the game. Of course, I lost miserably against the solo mode, but at least the technology seems to be in order. So I'm feeling kind of confident to go for my, let's call it first official live stream. And as I already announced on whatever social media, on Twitter, on my page, you name it, I'm going into the Lost Expedition, trying to find El Dorado. I believe that's what I'm after here, or Lost City of Sea. So our little explorer in the solo mode needs to traverse through all of those 9 map cards here in order to make it to Z before all of our explorers are going to die. And that's pretty much my posse. So we have Bessie, who seems to be good at making camp. We have, I think, Pathfinder here, Roy. We have Candido. He's, I guess, more of... I'm not sure what this icon means, but yeah. He will certainly help us in the solo mode. Echo, can you hear me? We have an echo? Okay. Let me know if that's any better. But I don't hear it here. Let me check. I don't hear the echo here. So not sure what has changed. Let me know if that fixed it or not. And if not, I may have to cut it short. But again, I really tested it. I played it. There was no echo, but now it seems. Not sure what's going on here. Let me quickly check before I move on. No. Yeah, let me know. And I will see what I can do. Yeah, these are our 3 explorers in the solo mode. We are starting the game with 3 health each. We have 3 ammunition and 3 food. We, like in the normal game, we start in the morning. And maybe I should give you some time to respond. Yeah, I don't know. Trying to understand what's going on here again. That's my first official live stream here. A bit nervous. Totally different beast compared to recording this stuff offline in my little basement and then doing all the editing off camera. Okay, awesome. Thanks for letting me know. Perfect. Really appreciate that. Amazing. Okay, so I guess let's move back to the main game board. So we have the Lost Expedition here. And I already have started to draw my starting hand. Also, I think that's a normal multiplayer game. We are starting with 6 cards in hand. We will play 6 cards during morning. We will play 6 cards during the evening. And yeah, that's pretty much how we have to make things through. Let me also remove this. Let me bring back the chat now up. So I was finally able to sort that piece out too. But yeah, these are the merits of Technic. You have to love it. Again, we are here and we have to make it through. As usual, I'm not really give you a full upfront rules explanation. This game as it is rather simple. That's why I chose it for my first live stream here. I'm really planning to go for more fancy games in the near future if things are working out as expected and you guys are liking it. Maybe something cool for Halloween. At least I have something in my mind. So let's see about that. Yeah, coming back to our deck of cards. Maybe very briefly to give you, let's say, at least some understanding of how those cards here actually work. So these cards come with different colored, I don't know, backgrounds here, for example. The yellow ones are so-called events and they have to be resolved. And you have to resolve those from left to right. And they really do different things now. The red banners here, these are, I think they're called choices or so. Which you have to choose one of those. So this one is already a pretty cool one because yeah, we will have to lose one of our so-called expertises, and we need to go for this compass expertise, but it also would allow me to move our little meeple ahead. And again, that's the name of the game. This one here, for example, we would move first, and then we would have to kill one of our explorers. So outright, but not a problem. As mean as it sounds, we only have to make it to El Dorado with one of those explorers, and as long as they still have one health token left, we are totally fine. And of course, yeah, they don't really die, they are simply exhausted, and we will pick them up later. Relatively sure about that. Yeah, but those are those three things. There is also, I think these are blue. Oops, and my player 8 just left me. And yeah, the blues are really optional things, totally optional, but we don't have any of those. These icons, they come in solid black, and they're also, I would say, in a lighter shape, so not really solid color or not filled in any show form. This is typically something which you get. So here we would get a card, here we would have to lose something. And the same is true here. This would mean we would lose one of these camping expertises. Here we would lose a food, here we would lose a health, and so on, lose an ammunition. If this would have been, let's say, a black bullet, we would gain a bullet. So that's pretty much already the entire game. Again, this works a little bit different in solo, because there are no other players, and part of this game is to make some very tricky choices between those players. In this case, there is no other player. So yeah, I have to rely on this big pile of randomness here in this case. And this is also how we are starting the game. During morning, we are playing these cards in a row, and you have to sort them according to the number in an ascending order. So 14 first, and maybe the 38, and then the 50, you get the idea. But unfortunately, in the solo game, let's call it the AI will always go first. So let's zoom out a hair, and we will reveal our first two cards. And that's actually the perfect starting card. Maybe I really should have shuffled these cards under the camera here, but I really didn't cheat. You have to believe me. I shuffled the hell out of this deck here, actually. So these are the two cards that we are starting the game with. So we have the 8, we have the 39, and again, we know something will go in between here. So that's perfect. So if we do this, we basically jumping over the next card, which means we would move our explorer ahead. On the other hand, if you would go for this choice here, and we have to go with only one, unfortunately, we would gain 3 food, and that's huge. That's truly huge. But okay, these are the two cards that the basically deck had in store for us. Now we are playing 2 of our cards. And that's now the thing where I may need your help. Let me know, or I have to make some choice. So if we want to move relatively soon, we could play the footprints. Now play something terrible here. Jump over this card, because this really means we're removing the next card in the line. And then we would move, but then we wouldn't get a food. But if we can put something very terrible in here, then maybe that's something worth considering. So let's say we want to go for this Scorpion here. Scorpion can never be a good thing. And if we played here, then it would mean we are jumping over this card. We would not add another card. We would not be allowed to change future cards, for example. But also something that's I rarely do, actually. But I guess I like that, actually. I really do. So what are we going to do? I think the Thick Fog could go in here. We could play it. Then we would jump over this card. That's not what we want to do. We want to definitely trigger the footprints. I think this is one of the best cards in the game. And we got it for our first card. This one here, again, is okay, because we would gain, for example, 1 expertise. And I keep forgetting what this is. It's navigation, of course. It's pretty simple, actually. Or we could move and lose a health, which again is not bad. Or we could lose 1 navigation expertise to also move. So I guess, wow, choices, but I have to play another card. And again, we want to jump over this, so maybe something in between here. Or another terrible card here, the 53, but we don't know what's coming out. So I guess we are going for the 38. Not a great card, but an okay card, I would say. Yes. Then we play one more card, and oh, I think, am I missing a card? Am I missing a card? 3 cards. Am I missing a card? Because we have to play. No, we have the thick fog here, of course. Sorry, it was buried in my thing again. Sorry for that. Yeah, we will play another card from the deck. Of course. Oh, that's a bummer. 52. I think that's okay. That's okay. We can deal with that. And in theory, no, not in theory, this event we have to trigger, so we would jump over the next card. So if we leave this card here, we would jump right over. This is an outright bad card, and all those later cards are typically terrible. So we have to play one more card, not the 7. That much is clear, because again, then we would jump over our footprints, which we don't want. And maybe the 14 is also not great, actually. 14 is also not great. So maybe we simply go through this. This would remove a card. But again, the 14, no, we cannot play the 14 either, right? Because yeah, we are jumping over here. So no, these are out. So it's either the 50 or the 53. So I think our starting hand was truly terrible. So I guess no, we are playing the rope bridge now, and I really do hope you can see everything. I should check the camera every now and then. I think stream-wise we are okay. I don't see any drop frames. Isn't that amazing? Okay. And that's that, actually. I think I will leave it at that. Okay, now I will use the second Explorer here, and I think this is the second meeple that you use for the head-to-head mode, which I never played, actually. And I'm using it to simply track my progress here. It typically helps, at least helps me. So again, we have to make a choice between jumping over this card and moving our little Explorer here. Again, that's the idea. Maybe let's zoom down a little bit. Or we can get 3 food. Again, 3 food is amazing, really is. But no, I want to move. I certainly want to move. So what will happen is we will trigger this, which means this card simply gets discarded. I will make a discard pile here. They will come back for a second time. If I go through that deck, then I will reshuffle it. I think I will lose 1 food, but this didn't really happen to me that often. But this also means we are triggering this, which means we have made progress towards El Dorado. Isn't that nice? And maybe we play a little mini game at the end of this stream of Rainer Knizia's El Dorado. No, kidding here, of course. But okay, we have to go through 4 more cards for this day. This one tells us we can... No, we have to... Oh gosh, we have to swap, right? No, we don't have to swap. I think the swap... Let me zoom down a little bit. I think the swap is actually optional. You may swap. Yes, you may. Okay, that's a may. All of the others are really mandatory. So, okay, we dodged that bullet because I think I'm okay, actually, in respect to my cards here. So we have dealt with that. We are not triggering this. Now we have the choice of doing this, this, or that. And I guess in this case, I know it's early and you should be sensible with your resources, but I guess losing 1 bullet right now is not the end of the world, so I will do that here accordingly. Let's move back. So we have dealt with this card. We are moving on. We are jumping over this card, which means we are removing this card, the mudslide. Who wants a mudslide, right? And then we can do we have to do one of those. Again, we can take a wound here to move. We can take a wound here to move. In this case, it doesn't. Or we are simply going for this to do that. So I could move 2 more times, actually, this round. And I guess that's what we're going to do. Yeah. So we have dealt with this. And yeah, we have to do this. So first of all, we are moving, and you're doing these from left to right. I think, yeah, I'm zoomed out. So we are moving. Hooray. Already 2 steps ahead. That's amazing. I take that. But then we have to take a wound, and we get to choose which of these explorers we are going to wound. And most likely we are giving Candido a wound on the next card. So I guess we are not taking it from him. So I think Roy, as brave as he is, he says, I take a wound. I go onto this river crossing here, and I hit thematically. It's correct. I love that. Amazing. And then we have also dealt with this card. Then we are moving in here. Again, we are triggering this event. This allows us to exchange 2 cards, but these cards have to be in the future. And typically it doesn't make sense to do something in the past here in this case. And again, we have to make a choice here. We could add another card to the end of this trail. I'm not sure if that's our best idea. Again, we could move and then kill an explorer. The thing is, as soon as we are making it here to El Dorado, we have immediately won the game. Whatever happens then, we have made it there. That's our goal. So in this case, that's why the direction here is important. So it may sound harsh, but again, if you're making it first and then have to kill someone, you are still winning the game. But in this case, let's not kill our characters just yet. We will go for this option here, right? So we have to spend 1 expertise. That's the navigation piece. We don't have any cards that give us expertise. And keep in mind, some of those cards, like the river crossing here, if we would have kept it for this symbol here, for example, we would now be able to spend it without losing any health whatsoever. But I chose to move, which means I have to take it from him in order to just take 1 wound. In theory, anyone could spend this navigation piece, but then this would be 2 if they're not specialists in that area. So Brave Candido or Clever Candido or whatever is taking a wound and more or less drawing some maps or whatever and trying to make it there over this nice little rope bridge here. Can we zoom down here too? Yeah, I think we can. Yeah, awesome. So which means we have made it to our 4th step already. 3 steps during morning is pretty damn good. I'm pretty sure I have missed something. This seems very, 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 very advanced, actually. I mean, 2 or 3 steps, or 2 steps, I think that's okay. But making it really to the 4th card already, yeah, not sure if that's right. But okay, I think we have dealt with our cards during morning. Which means we will check our little morning token. It says we have to spend the food. So let's do that. Whenever you have to spend something which you don't have, in this case it's food. I think ammunition you cannot do that, for example. Yeah, you lose a health from any of your explorers. Right now I still feel they are doing okay. We have spent our food. We will move into the evening now, which works slightly different. So we are removing all of those cards for the morning. We still have 3 cards in our hand, as you may remember. Maybe I simply should slow down a little bit. No one is rushing me, I believe. You guys seem to be okay. And wow, I'm really, really surprised seeing some actual viewers now. I really appreciate that, guys. Really do. Really, really do. Amazing. So we have to play these 3 cards, and we are also playing 3 more cards from that deck. During night, things are a little bit different. In a multiplayer game, you play the card and then you play them pretty much in a straight line, ignoring the numbers down here. So I could go first for the Legist and for the 7, then for the 14 here. I get to choose now if I want to play a card first, for example, or if I want, for example, the deck to play something first. The leeches here are really crazy. So in theory, what I could do is play Amanye. He would also allow me to move, actually. It's tempting. And again, these movement cards, yeah, there's something. That may be a problem that we have seen too many already. Maybe that's a problem, but let's see about that. But spending 2 food, and if I would make it really to the second last or so, maybe much farther ahead, then I think I might consider spending our last 2 food there. But I think for now, let's not do that just yet. But playing this bullet here to make it over 2 bad cards like those leeches here wouldn't be bad, actually. So what I will do, I will play Amanye as my first card. The next card I can now play either in front of the line or at the back of the line. I think as far as I remember, I really should check that now. For whatever reason, I'm now somehow confused or unsure. In the evening, however, you may add to either start or the end of the path. Exactly. Begin by playing one card from your hand. Okay, I have to start with. In this case, I really do have to start the path. So the first card needs to come from me. But then I really get to choose in which order. So in this case, I guess we are playing because... No, let's play this card here. We definitely want to jump over those leeches. For sure. And we could remove a card at the end of the trail, or we will. I think we have to if we play that, but yeah, not sure. No, I think keep the leeches here. And the thick fog is I think, an okay card. Not too bad. Yeah, we would lose maybe one thing here, one expertise, which would right now be a wound, most likely to poor Candido here again. But overall, I still think, let's hold on to this. So we are drawing our first card from the deck. And again, we get to choose if we play it here or if we play it here. Shinguano. Oh boy. Oh boy. So if we played here, we would lose 2, or we would basically take 2 wounds, but move again. But we could also spend an ammo, which we would also do. So we might be out of ammunition, but then we would gain the expertise, the 10, and we could wiggle things around. So maybe, or we could simply play it here or a little bit later. We definitely don't want to play it here because I think jumping over it, no, I think we have to play it here actually. I think we do have to play it here. It's a pretty cool card. We could also kill off one of our explorers. Again, you have to go with one of those choices here. And if you cannot do this for whatever reason, then, or don't want to do that, let's say you only have 2 more health tokens on your, of 2 of your explorers, and doing this would kill them both. In this case, you would say, no, let's just kill one and hope for something better. Yeah, I think we have to do that. So in this case, yeah, we will... Oh, oof. We made progress, but now I'm not so sure anymore. But okay, let's draw another card. Okay, again, we can put it here. Oh, the old path, that's also an amazing one. Again, we could move. Then we would add another card to the end of the trail, which may not be that bad. So I guess we definitely want to play to the left. That's for sure. That's for sure. So I have played 2 cards, the deck has played 2 cards. So I have my last card here, and I still want to see something very nasty here so that we can make use of this. On the other hand, I still can decide, depending on what we see, to say, oh wow, we are getting that much food, we can move. I don't know, this can happen. But again, right now I have set up everything to really jump over these cards. No, I think I will play the last card from the deck first before I play my last hand card here. Yeah. So let's do that. Oh gosh, okay. Piranhas. Another move. And not a bad move, actually. So, for a wound, I think we have to take that wound. No. So we will play this one here. Right, and I think now I have to zoom out to show you what's going on here. And yeah, I still have to play my card here. If I do this, I have to add another card in here, but then if I do this, I know I do not care. It could be an amazing card. And these are not optional. But if I do this, I would jump over those piranhas. Again, wouldn't be the end of the world. So what are we doing here? Nope, we are playing it here. The thick fog goes to the very end. And I really like this puzzle mechanic in this game, making these nasty choices every now and then between really how much do I want to push my explorers And right now, I still think they're in an okay shape. And yeah, when do I have to stop? When do I have to give them some breathing room? Unfortunately, there aren't that many cards that don't do a lot of things to you, but I guess, yeah, these are the 6 cards for the night. We have to spend one more food at the end of the evening, so this goes in here. But again, if we cannot spend the food, we would take a wound. Also not the end of the world. Right now, still doing kind of okay. And yeah, I think we have to start with the piranhas. This would mean we would get an auto wound at the end of the round. So I think we can basically say we are not going with this. We will do this, which would wound one of our explorers, and let's do that. So we are triggering this symbol here first, which means we are moving 1 space ahead. Cool. But then, of course, we have to wound one of our characters. And in this case, I guess, yeah, it has to be poor Bessie. Everyone has taken something for the team, and I think she doesn't take any more wounds necessarily this round. No, I think we are okay. So Bessie is now taking the wound. She seems pretty tough. She will be able to cope with that. And then we dealt with this card. Then we are on this old pathway. Again, we have a choice. We can take this card as a kind of wildcard expertise card. So let's say in the near future we need this leaf here, or the tent, and again I keep forgetting what those are. Camping and jungle expertise. Maybe I should simply remove the box, then I can read my cards here. And they are pretty solid player aids, by the way. I really do like those. A lot of them on them. Yeah, so we can keep this as an expertise. The thing is, would we need that expertise? So let's say this card here would require us to spend one of these expertise thingies here. Then maybe I would go for this, but in this case we can do an auto move, actually, but we are adding a card to the end of the track. What do you think? What do you think? I give you a second to catch up. I mean, again, having those expertise cards early in the game, you have to prepare something. Yes, I'm really rushing the gates now, and I'm not sure if that's a good idea or not, if you really should speed. Because again, the next 6 cards I'm drawing could be without any of those movement symbols here, so then we might be really stuck. And then we may really need those symbols here to not losing any more of those things. But you can use these cards here only once. Even if they show 2 symbols, you have to make a choice if you want to use it for this leaf or for this camping piece. So, I mean, we have some viewers. Let's give them a second to chime in. So what do you think? Should we simply move ahead, adding a card, or should we take it as an expertise? I will not wait for ages, of course. I will not let you go until you have chosen. No, of course not. Yeah, and I think there is some delay anyway between my recording and the chat and the live stream and whatnot. So I definitely have to add at least another, I don't know, 10 seconds or so, 5 to 10 seconds, I believe. And again, you don't have to. It's my first stream here. I have to get started. But I must say, I'm really enjoying this mode of things. I mean, it's pretty cool. I like recording for my own. I like recording and do the video editing and all these kind of things, playing around with the camera angles. So in this case, you really have to prepare this stuff ahead of time. And then you have to live with what you have set up, or I have to. But yeah, it's really fun. It really is. So I guess you're too shy, so let's make a choice. And was a long week. Should we try to end it sooner or not? Yeah, let's do that. Come on. We will simply go for this one here, which means we are moving 1 step ahead, and then we are adding a card to the end of the track. And here we have the Bushmaster. That's a nasty snake. And by the way, I totally... Oh, move. Doesn't 7 have a skip a card? Doesn't have 7 skip a card? Yes, it does actually. It does. It does. It does. Oh, that's a good point. But the thing is, if we're doing this, thanks, Annabelle. Then we would jump over both. On the other hand, we don't have to. We can do stuff here and do this. That's a very good point. It's a very good point, actually. But now we have to deal with this snake. But I guess you have a point. You really do have a point there. But for now, we have to add the Bushmaster here to the end of that trail anyway. And that's a pretty nasty one. It could give us food if we spend ammo, but I believe by the time we may be out of ammo actually. But okay, we have dealt with the old pathway and really appreciate your comments. Totally appreciate that. And again, we have our next choice to make. 2 health. And we can take that health from 2 different characters. So we don't have to, whatever, kill Candido. Because again, if a character is losing their last token, they're dead and out of the game. And they're really nice. And I think I wanted to mention this. I totally love the artwork in this game. I mean, yeah, it's an Osprey Games production. They always are top-notch in respect to their components. I'm a big fan of the 2nd edition of London. Really looking nice. But yeah, this one is really amazing. It is. And by the way, I also played the Judge Dredd version of this game, which is a total nightmare to me. I think we played it 3-4 times and didn't come close to winning this game. A friend of mine, she said, yeah, she made it, but I don't believe her. I really don't. And I believe Ricky Royal also did a playthrough at some point in time on his channel, but I can't really remember if he beat the game or not. Maybe he does. Maybe I'm simply the idiot. Pretty sure about that. But again, Judge Dredd really seemed harsh. Here, at least I have the feeling I'm making progress. I mean, 3 more steps and we have automatically won. So, I'm pretty happy with the result. So maybe we should stop here and go on with something else. No, of course not. Yeah, okay. I was stalling to consider my options here. Spending the ammunition now. We have 2 more ammunition here which we could use, and again, getting more food from that snake, tempting, really tempting. So, and right now, I'm also not really willing, but what would happen now? So if we would do this, we would jump over these 2, and these would be 2 more bullets. Or we would simply do this, but then we would go through this and this. Wow, this is terrible. And this is not so terrible. This is, I guess, okay if we do this. But this is... Oh, and then we would add this, but then... Oh, gosh. These are the things when the game is changing and that you can still make up your mind while you are... Once you have played those cards. And this would be the perfect example from me shutting down the camera, thinking it through 10 minutes without bothering you. But I really want to bore you to death, which is why I have to make a choice now. But I cannot take 2 wounds now. There is still too much. I mean, let's say we take the 2 wounds. We would jump over here. Actually, we can take the wounds. And I think I will take the wounds. Yeah. I have talked my way into this now. So we have to take 2 more wounds. And right now, I really don't know. Should we simply go for the 2 gentlemen? Should we go... Again, if I would know what card would came up, I would make a more informed decision here, but I don't know. Yeah, let's take the wounds of these guys. Yeah, they have to. And yeah, that's that for our paying the price here, or paying the resources. Now we are moving 2 more steps and we have won. Let's see about that. Then we are moving to Amanai. And I think he's some kind of a guide to us or so. Pretty sure. I think he's working with us, for us. I don't know. I think of him as a friend, not as an adversary or so. And yeah, what now? I guess then we would lose all our ammunition again, which would not be the end of the world. If we would do this, we would lose all our food, but would move. But then we would move. Yeah, then I think we would be dead. And there, if there would be another movement on this trail here, I would totally go for the move then, because we would have won by then. But I guess we will not win this game on day one. That's more. That's certain. So yeah, let's spend the ammunition, right? Yeah, that was the plan. Let's stick to the plan. Otherwise, things could get pretty nasty. So the leeches and the thick fog is getting discarded. We have to deal with the Bushmaster. And this is now one of those choices which says, okay, we could, let's say we don't have the ammunition. Then we cannot take the wound. For an ammunition, what you don't have, you cannot shoot. So in this case, we would have to go for this. But I guess we have the ammunition right now, so why not spend it to gain a food? And I keep hearing snake tastes good. I haven't really never tried this actually. So yeah, we will spend our last ammunition, and as we know, as we learned, this will give us one more food. And again, we need food in a second, basically now, because we have ended our evening phase, which means we are spending this food. We are going back to morning, and then yeah, we have, I think overall I'm not too unhappy with the current situation actually. So we are getting rid of the piranhas, Amanaye, the Bushmaster, and then we are dealing out 6 more cards for this round, and that's our card, our hand of cards. And again, we will play these 3 during day or morning and 3 during evening. Oh, that's a good one here actually. Peccary, yeah. Again, the artwork so amazing. Let me zoom down here a little bit. I mean, this is so cool. Not sure if you have read comic books like Tintin. It's Tim und Struppi here in Germany. I really did enjoy this, and this reminds me so much of the Hergé kind of artwork here. But let's see, we have to continue drawing the ambush. This can't be good. Are you kidding me? 2 of those and 1 more here, and that's the card we have to play. I think this needs to be a card that we play during night or evening, and simply hope we have either died before that or we have made it. I mean, we have here the steep path. Now let's see what comes out. A tiger. A tiger would be amazing actually, because for a bullet we could gain the expertise, and again, having the expertise, not a bad thing. But we get 1 more card. For 1 food we could make Kempi, Bakairi. Okay, we are meeting a tribe it seems, and maybe we are offering them some food or going into some festivities so they are not attacking us or so. I guess that's the idea, and if we do that, we would gain that. So that's good that we gain some additional food during the evening. I think this Bushmaster must be really horrible. I mean, it was dark, it was during evening, and this Bushmaster, let's not think about this. But anyway, because we are doing this during the morning, the deck will always go first. So we are playing 2 cards from the deck, and with these cards I'm not particularly sad about this. We have a crocodile. Okay, yeah, if we would have a bullet, we could gain more food. And if not, we were simply adding 2 more cards at the path, or the end of the path here for this day. And right now, again, I think we only have 1 movement. Told you, these cards will get sparse. And okay, this is the first blue card we get. Oh, I mean, we have to put it here. So we're adding I think we could win now. This is a card, goes to the end of the track. So let me zoom down. These things are totally optional. I can do them all. That's the thing. I really can do them all, these blue things. But of course I have to, I don't know, maybe pay or whatever you want to refer to. So we could spend 1 expertise. Right now we don't have the expertise. but we still have Candido. He could sacrifice himself. Everyone could sacrifice themselves, actually, to come up with this one resource. And again, this would allow us to move. So now we do have two movement symbols. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, but now we have to play cards. I mean, these are, again, we are doing the morning. We have to play these cards now in the proper ascending order of these numbers. So I guess we could even make it before we are... The thing is, if we are dying before we make it here, I mean, these are... we need to basically take 3 wounds right now. 1 here, because we don't have the expertise to move. 2 more here. We would remove the next card and then we would move. So 3 more wounds right now. And if we are looking at our explorers, we have 4, which would be enough. Again, we only have to make it to the City of Sea. Wasn't there a movie, actually? Was this Brendan Fraser? Or am I confusing things? I don't know. And yeah, again, only 1 explorer has to make it with 1 health left, basically. What do we have with the Jaguar? I think then we cannot play the Jaguar because we would... I think that's a card we have to keep for the night now. If we really want to win this scenario right now... Yeah, okay, I will gamble now. But we still have to play 3 more cards. So can we do that? So we could go for the 41, right? The Peccary. Again, the thing is, so we play 2 cards. The game played 2 cards, or the other way around. They started, then it's my turn. Now we are playing 1 more card from the deck. We know that the Pounding Rain could go in here, but again, we are hoping by then we would have won the game. So that's our last card. If now something comes up, and it's not unlikely, that goes in here, the plan will totally change. Again, I think we have not lost then, don't get me wrong, but I think the plan will be something entirely different then. And I really like to take my chances here. Yeah. So we have to play the 3rd card from the deck. Let it be the something over 30. 48! Are you kidding me? So amazing. We have found a vantage point. And again, that's Roy, I believe. He lost his hat, obviously. And a card which we couldn't care less about, actually. Because it simply goes to the end of that trail. And again, I think we have won the game just now. That is amazing. That is amazing. Let me really check that. Do you really immediately win when you make it to this piece? Oh no, each round consists of 2 hikes, morning and evening, after an hour, and might draw a hand of cards. Okay. Doesn't really say here. Where does it say when the game actually ends? Ending the round, ending the game. The game ends in 3 possible ways, exactly. I'm pretty sure that's it. I mean, I did a training video also at, I think, last weekend or so, I don't know. The moment the pawn gets to the lost City of Sea, the players win. Exactly. I was not wrong here. Cool. But we still have to play a card, right? And again, I couldn't care less. So we are playing this card in here. And I really do hope I haven't messed things up. The good thing is I have you guys with me, so you can let me know if I'm doing this correctly or not, which is why I will slow down here a little bit. So if you think I did something terribly wrong, you can now speak up or be silent forever, because I still think we should be in an okay shape. So these would be the cards for the evening, but I think we are not making it to the evening. Yeah, I really think we don't. I really think we don't. And by the way, let me know if the sound is okay, if it's, I don't know, too loud. Are you able to hear me well? Is the camera okay? Is it sharp enough? Do you see any strange focus things going on? So just let me know. I'm playing around with my equipment here. I'm trying to learn as I go. So I think I have my normal camera equipment, I think, under control. This is, again, a totally new beast for me. So I really would appreciate your feedback, and then I will start or try to make things better for my next video. And I already learned something. You shouldn't really turn on your speakers, because this apparently will end up in somewhat of a feedback echo loop. Okay, I guess we are moving on, right? So we are triggering the first card here. That's the event, that's mandatory. We have to add another card. The spoiled supplies. Yeah, this doesn't look tasty at all. How do I don't know, but yeah, we would simply lose a food. There's nothing to gain other than losing a food. Again, if you don't have the food, in this case, you would lose 1 health, but I guess we will not get there to this card. That's at least my hope. But then again, these things are optional. These are blue. I can completely ignore them, but I can also trigger them all. But in this case, yes, we will go for the expertise here. So we will have Candido here. Yeah. Finding a map or whatever, tracing the path ahead, tracing our route there, and yeah, because we don't have any real expertise coming from cards, in this case he will spend his expertise, which also means he is now pretty dead. But that's okay, we are still able to win this game. Then of course we will move back. We have dealt with that, we have paid our price, so we have, or poor Candido has found the path ahead. In this case it seems to be Roy again, so maybe, I don't know what happened to Candido. Maybe he was playing around with the maps in the background, got bitten or by a scorpion, whatever. Sound and camera all good. Awesome, thanks Jay, really appreciate your feedback. You're a really great help. Amazing, really thankful. So we are moving 1 step ahead accordingly. 1 more step and we have made it to the lost city of Z, or El Dorado. And yeah, again, then we are playing the mini game of the quest for El Dorado, which I, by the way, also like a lot. So we have, yeah, we don't have any ammunition, so we cannot gain the food. In theory I would do that, but in this case, yeah, I couldn't care less. We are moving over to the steep path here, and again, amazing artwork. And I think this is a character, looks like the professor from Tintin actually. And yeah, we have to deal with 1 of those. Again, we could spend a food to gain this, but I think that was not the plan. We are going for this. And I guess we have to take 2 more wounds now. I could kill Bessie, or I could kill Roy, and Bessie is... Looking at them both, I think Roy should die. He's on a lot of cards actually, so he did a lot of actions, and this cost us the price actually, so I think he is not going to make it. Again, we are not considering to be dead again. They're exhausted. We are picking them up later on. So this is the first wound. Unfortunately, poor Roy is no more. This is the second wound. Bessie is still in an okay shape. Let's move back here. We are removing the crocodile. So I think, yeah, there's no place for a crocodile on this steep path here. So everything will slide over, but then we are finally making it here with our final step to the lost city of Z. And as I just read to you, this means we have immediately won this game. I honestly cannot believe that I made it on my very first live stream, surviving and winning a game of the Lost Expedition. The training session I did, I was also successful, but it has taken me much longer. I think I went through 2 full days, and then on the 3rd day I made it. And here we are basically still at the morning of the 2nd day, so I'm really not sure what went on. I think I was lucky in respect to seeing a lot of these movement icons here. I don't know, I'm pretty sure that's the plan, but things could have gone terribly wrong. So again, if something would have happened in between here, I'm pretty sure I would not be dead, but I guess I would have then taken this much slower approach here. And yeah, maybe have gained some expertise here. But this also would have meant, I believe, at least one of our maybe both of our characters wouldn't have died actually. At least that's how I think. But maybe let's simply see what the next card would have been. That's the Anaconda. And yes, I believe that card would have been in between. And we couldn't have done this. We would have taken 2 more wounds. So maybe, yes, another one would have been dead. And that's really a giant snake, actually. And yeah, I think in this case, things would have been different. That much, I think we wouldn't have made it through this morning then, actually. Wow, 2 more here. Here would be okay. Here maybe we would have, but boy, I think then we would have been out of food. Yeah, I think this would have become a very nasty morning. This, okay, we could have taken this and jumped over that. So maybe we would have been able to survive that somehow, but barely, really barely in this case. So I guess in the end it was simply beginner's luck. Again, I played this game now a couple of times. With couple I mean more than 2. Okay, Wolf, thanks. Sound is a little quiet for me. Thanks for the thing, and I agree. I think, yeah, I can pump up the volume here a little bit more. Definitely appreciate the feedback here. And I'm also considering using a different mic in the first place, but for now I had to use what I had, but definitely valuable feedback. Thank you so much. And yeah, again, ultimately, I was simply extremely, extremely lucky here. And yeah, I think with that being said, it was a rather successful first official live stream of a very cool game. I like this a lot. I don't own the expansion, so not sure if that's something that you would recommend me to get. I know they're adding some more cards here, obviously, and these kind of things. I'm not sure if this changes something for the solo mode, but this is really a highly enjoyable game. And I actually do believe it might be a little bit more difficult with a multiplayer game, because I was not that successful as far as I remember. Again, comparing this to Judge Dredd, yeah, this is a cakewalk for sure. And yeah, with that being said, really, really appreciate. Oh, okay, Scotty. Sorry for that, but the stream will be available. I will check it through, and will also check the sound on the video to really see how much I have to boost it, and you will be able to watch it. But appreciate that you're popping by and saying hello. Really, really do. Thanks, Scotty. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of my first live stream. Again, if you do like this format, I'm pretty sure I will also stick to my normal videos, so doing these things a little bit offline. But I really like these things here too, actually, and really having a more direct line with you out there. But yeah, again, every now and then I might now really consider doing this. Maybe now for the next couple of weeks a little bit more often, because again, if I now go back to my normal mode, I will totally forget what I've learned here in respect to all these setup things. So maybe I have to do something more. Again, I'm definitely planning something on Halloween. It's a Sunday, I believe. So I think if I time it correctly, at least some more of you could join. I know for my US friends, it's definitely a bad timing. For, let's say, the Europe region, that's okay, I guess. For the Eastern region, it's also not great, so that's really tricky. But you may see some more live streams in the near future, unless a lot of you are telling me don't do that, stick to your old stuff. But again, I will not completely move on to live streams, relatively certain about that. And yeah, again, with that being said, really appreciate that for you being here with me. Was not doing this completely on my own, and honestly, when I initially thought about this and started this, I thought, okay, I'm pretty sure I'm doing this for my own, but now I'm seeing at least 10, 11 folks up dropping by, and that's amazing. I really didn't expect that. So